Our next presentation is really exciting. I am looking forward to this. This is on quantum DNA sequencing, exploring the potential of quantum computing in genomics. If folks were here yesterday, you got to hear a bit from Dr. Kristin Gilkes from EY. She is back here and has been kind enough to spend some time with us today. Kristin is the EY Global Innovation Quantum Leader, and she oversees EY's Global Quantum Computing Lab. She leads EY's journey in quantum focused on trust, transformation, and sustainability. And in addition, she oversees EY's alliances to deliver quantum-related products to help her clients solve problems and protect their businesses. She's an expert in advanced analytics and automation for anti-fraud solutions. We're very excited to have her here, Dr. Kristin Gilkes. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. I am going to try my best to get through all of this. I'm really excited to talk to you. I have been having so much fun talking to everyone that I have lost my voice. I promise I'm not sick. It gets better as I sip on this tea, so my voice will be in and out. Just in case I lose my voice, my colleagues Rafa and Guzman are here and can fill in for me if we need to. But I am super excited to share with you some of this work that we did. I'd like to give you these two QR codes at the very end. There's one QR code that would take you to everything if you don't want to mess around with these guys. But I want to walk. Can I switch to this one, buddy? Sorry. I recognize I actually need a microphone for the first time in my life. So I run a global program at EY, which is really not traditional for EY. Our CEO really believes that quantum is the next wave, and so he has funded a solid research team. I'm a mathematician. I focused on quantum decision sciences way back 20 years ago, and then I went into business. I didn't stay in academia, but I have formed a really amazing research team, and two of them came in from Spain to be with us this week. And so as we started a year ago, we set out a strategy. We wanted to do 5 hard use cases in a legitimate quantum hardware against quantum hardware. Any of you who interact with quantum hardware know that's a process. It's a journey. It's not smart to start with the hardware. You need to start the ideation way before that in classical environments, work your way up to simulators, and then work your way through a lot of error correction tools, and then play in the quantum hardware box. So what I'm going to show you today is, or talk to you about today, is something that we are running against quantum hardware, and we're actively trying to advance our results as we speak against quantum hardware. So when I was setting out these 5 use cases for our team to focus on, we wanted to do what everyone else was doing a year ago. So we wanted to do the optimization, the portfolio optimization. We wanted to do something in sustainability. We wanted to do fraud detection. That was kind of what we saw all of our quote-unquote competitors, but I think we're all just one big team trying to figure this out. But that's what everybody else was doing and caring about. So I set an objective for this one really cool use case, DNA sequencing. You have to remember that CRISPR was really hot a year and a half ago when we were doing our planning for this. And so it just really made sense for us to try to contribute in a really important domain for society at the time. And I felt like it was a use case that no matter who you were, no matter where you were in the world, you might care about it. So that was my test, was I wanted Jamie Dimon to hear about the DNA sequencing and care. What I did not expect out of what I'm going to show you today was that we stumbled upon a pretty incredible algorithm. Hey, Tamara. We stumbled upon a pretty incredible algorithm that is going to be applicable to a lot of different use cases other than just DNA sequencing. So where I thought we were going to be very niche with this one use case, and EY is never going to use it because we don't sell DNA sequencing, we're not a genomics company, what we found is pretty neat. And we're going to continue developing this in the next couple months. And we're going to be presenting a few more results. Thank you, UA, it's so kind. More hot. Come on in, Victor. So we're going to be presenting this as a, we're going to be presenting this at the summit for IBM, and even like taking this problem one step further. So I'm really, really excited about that. Hey, Victor, thanks for joining. Okay, so first I realized that I knew nothing about genomics when we started this. So I just want to, and for all of you who are professionals in the genomics space, this is not 100% accurate that's on the screen right now. So for those of you who want to judge me, this is supposed to be for demonstration purposes. For example, when someone asks me who's not from genomics, what is DNA sequencing? This is the slide that I use in most simple fashion, that you have this little wheel, and when you're trying to click this little wheel, you have all these little wheels inside that are going also, and every wheel is turning, and you're trying to align all the C's of that wheel. So that's just my very, very simple example. So imagine all of those circles spinning at different rates, different times. You're trying to find a sequence that aligns in those. One human genome is 3.2 billion letters, variables, bits. 3.2 billion, just one. So this problem is absolutely something that's going to be a quantum problem that can't be done in a classical environment. The next question I get is, how do they do it today? You have very advanced companies and software companies who run this in bite-sized pieces, right? So they take a part of the genome, see where they can match it, and then they continue. So that's sort of how it's solved today. And wouldn't the world be a better place if they didn't have to do that and be able to look at it holistically? I hope all of you are very aware that where we are in quantum today cannot handle 3.2 billion bits of information either. So hopefully all of you understand that this is not a solvable problem holistically anywhere today. But what we did that I want to share with you is that we came up with an algorithm, and I like to call it a recursive algorithm, but we were able to interact with a sequence and find some pretty unique results. And whenever you are studying a problem, you basically need 100 good qubits. That's what you need for any sort of business utility. Anything under that, I think, is sort of a toy. It's not really going to be all that useful for you. There's a lot of people who will like to disagree with what I just said, and they would like to say, oh, 24, 27 can get you somewhere. That's fine. We all have different opinions, right? But what I have found is that you want to be solving for a problem that can integrate and scale and is agile. And what we found is qualifies for all three. Qualifies for all three of those. So, like I said, what we found was this recursive algorithm, but we call it shift and compare. I do have a slide, don't I, Rafa, on what that looks like. I was hoping that we have that one. Yeah, but that's kind of the quantum circuit one. All right, sorry, folks. I do have another slide that has that same wheel, but in a long line. So I'll just use visuals with my hands because I like talking with my hands, anyways. Sorry, one moment. Oh, that felt good. Oh, wow, there's my voice. Okay, that's not actually my real voice, but it'll work. So what we found was we were able to take part of a sequence. Again, this cannot all be solved today with where we are in quantum. So we're able to take part of a sequence and disassemble it. So if you can imagine just taking it all apart. And then we were able to create a compare function and then shift. Compare, function, and then shift. I'm going to do it one more time. Compare and then shift. But what's really valuable and unique about the algorithm, and all of you can see all of the work, we've published it in an academic journal because we feel like it's important for someone else to advance the work. We really, really, really think this is the start of something that can be valuable for building the better working world. So we're not hiding this. It's all publicly available in an academic journal. But this shift, compare, what that does is it is looping into the quantum hardware, and it's getting you the most utility out of where we are today with our quantum environment. So, like I said at the beginning, how many minutes? Like I said at the beginning, we thought we were just going to be practicing sequencing DNA. But if you can imagine what this kind of algorithm could be used for, it's pretty cool stuff, right? So we think that we can incorporate it into this existing classical sequencing alignment that a lot of genomics companies already use today. They could adopt it and make their processes better in their classical environment, not like without any use of quantum. So that's one avenue. Yep. So we were able to, like I said, it's a process. You start with a lot of ideation, and then you eventually get to the quantum simulator environment. And then when you really think you've got your kinks worked out, then you start playing with the hardware. And then you realize you don't have all your kinks worked out, and you need some other tools to optimize the uses of the quantum hardware. And you just kind of start playing back and forth until you can actively run the algorithm. But we did that. Which is pretty cool because there's not very many algorithms today that provide some level of utility. Again, this is not quantum advantage. This is not giving us any better result that a classical algorithm would or wouldn't give us. So I'm trying to be exceptionally mature and, is that the right word? I have a responsibility in this quantum world to make sure that we are being very precise with what we say. So it's not quantum advantage, but it is so darn cool to have an algorithm that you can actually get something productive with. Not a lot of people can say the same, right? It's not a big challenge. So we really think that especially with running it against the quantum hardware, that it does save a bit of time to be able to do this recursive method. But we were really excited to start exploring what this might look like. This is a little bit more details, and I'm actually not going to go over all of this, but it's part of the presentation that you can have, I think, through the app. Yep, yeah. Heads are nodding from the QWC team. So, yeah, what am I missing anything else? The applications that I'm thinking of where this might be good for is not just in, but sampling in a unique or different way. I think that it might even need to be necessary when someone wants to shift over to quantum mesh for quantum networking. I think they're going to need to have a shift and compare function that helps with that, but that's a little bit of a lot of a different topic than quantum computing is. But I think quantum communication is really going to need a function like this as well. But I have only like 1 minute left with all of you. I hope that this is as exciting to you as it is to us. On this last slide, that big QR code will take you to both of those academic journals. I would encourage you to go and download those academic journals now, because like with many academic journal publications, they only allow it for free for X months, and then they put it behind their paying walls or through the university walls. So it's free right now to download. I'm sure we will have a PDF version at some point that we will always be able to share. But yeah, thank you so much for your interest and your time. And if any of you want to start interacting with this algorithm, you'll be able to do that probably through IBM later on this year. But I do encourage you to take from the academic journal what we've worked on and advance it further, comment, criticize, whatever. I think that together we really need to be doing all of this together so that we can make a difference as a community. So on this particular item, I really am curious what your thoughts are and the progression and seeing where it can go. So thank you all so much. Oh, awesome. Good timing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jill. And I hope you feel better. I hope your voice rests and recovers. Yeah. I don't know if you all have any questions regarding this topic, and perhaps your associates can help to answer anything, maybe just 1 or 2 questions, because I do want to try my best to keep us on track for lunch and the afternoon sessions. Are there any immediate questions?
I have one. This is just a general question, and I know your expertise is in DNA sequencing and genomics. Is there any interest with multi-scale data fusion for imaging genomics, where you're correlating imaging information with genomic information on disease, where you can get more information, where you need more computational power to discern the correlation of those 2 data sets?
And that's absolutely incredible idea and thought. I'd like to talk to you more about that. I just want to make sure I was clear with everyone in the room. I am not a genomics expert by any means. I had the privilege of working on this, and as soon as I started with the team, we all laughed. We're like, oh, we actually need a subject matter expert. So we worked with a university called Demokritos out of Greece, who do a lot of leading genomics work. And that, I think, thank you for this question, because it's important to tell everyone in the room what we have found is that you may be the quantum physicist and you might be the quantum mathematician or the experts in writing circuits. you have to have a subject matter expert alongside you to make any of this make sense. So you have a brilliant idea that I haven't thought of, and I may not be the one to be able to even solve it because I'm not a genomics expert, but I think that it would be a logical place to be able to go next. Thank you, George. I'll follow up with you on that. I have a voice now, so any other questions, I can. One more, and then I'll, yes, sir.
Just a very quick question, maybe more technical one. Because he's mentioned he also ran the algorithm on Osprey.
Yeah.
And I just want to know what was the reason why to go to this one, because it's a very exploratory systems, and it's quite well known that the qubit quality there is bad, especially compared to the 127 qubit fleet. So I just want to know the reason.
Timing, the other one wasn't out yet when we were running it against that particular hardware, but we're running it against.
But you ran later on the 127 qubits fleet, no?
Yeah, but regardless, you're absolutely right. All of them have some significant error correction and noise that you have to contend for. But we keep working hand in hand with IBM to keep running it on their latest, and I can't release them now, but at the summit we'll be releasing some more results on this that'll be exciting. Yeah.
All right. One more time. Thank
Yeah,
you
thank
again.
you.